How's it going? I'm Skeery Jones.
And I'm Joey Lauren.
This is the Unfiltered show where we feature the superstars of social media. And today we have on the show the Queen of Snapchat. Yes, Julz. I'm so excited to kick this thing off the right way. I'm here with Joey, I'm Skeery, and this is something, a personal request of mine. I wanted to get the Queen of Snapchat, yes, Julz,
wow, what's up, guys?
in the house.
I can't believe I'm my first guest. That's kind of crazy.
It's crazy.
It was a special request from me. Listen, Snapchat is where it's at right now. It's the hottest social media app out there. So I know there's been YouTube and Twitter and Vine and Instagram along the way.
MySpace and Friendster.
Those were the forefathers.
Yes.
MySpace and Friendster. But I figured Snapchat was where, and I wanted to go to talk to somebody who looks like they're just having a great time.
All the time.
All the time.
Khaled wasn't available? No.
No, you know what though? But Julz, you captured my heart long before Khaled got on
Thank
Snapchat.
you. Oh, so you've been watching for a while now.
I have. I was actually reading an article somewhere, and they said, here are the 5 people you must be following on Snapchat. And I don't know which article it was, but you were listed. And I'm like, all right, let's see what she's all about. And then I was getting up for work one day at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and like this girl is partying in all the clubs in Miami, 4, 5, 6. I'm at work now, 6, 7 in the morning, and she's still going. I'm like, yes, this is the girl to follow. And then I'm following you around the country. So why don't you tell everybody, for the people that listen to our show and might be even new to Snapchat, who you are, where you started, talk about it.
Yeah, so there's probably a ton of people watching this who are still new to Snapchat.
Like
because,
me.
Yeah, when I first heard about it, I didn't want to join either. I was like, oh, we got Twitter, we've got Facebook, we've got Instagram. Like, what else do you guys want from me? Like the rest of the 24 hours of my day, I can't do this, And then I saw my little sisters kind of playing with it in the back seat, and they kept laughing. And I'm like, what are you guys laughing at back there? Like, what's so funny? And they're like, oh, our friend's Snapchat story. I'm like, what do you mean by story? And this was when they had just added that feature to where it was no longer A to B, it was now A to an audience. So you could upload videos and pictures to a story, draw on them. I was like, oh, this looks fun.
Right, because Snapchat originally was just like sending pictures privately that disappeared.
And that's why people had the misconception that it probably wasn't a misconception. A lot of people, probably 90% of people used it to send inappropriate
pictures. That's what I thought. I'm like, I don't want to sign up for Snapchat and get all that in my face all the time.
That's what I thought too. And then around the same time that the Snapchat story feature debuted, I was talking to a lot of networks about a television show, which we were just talking about. So there was all these shows and production companies that were like, they saw that something was bubbling in Miami. They go to the city, they want to do a show. They asked people around, everybody was giving them my name. So I met with all these different companies and networks, and all the shows that were kind of being brought to my attention were super lame. And
so you're like, I'm going to have my own show every day, 5 times a day. Can I ask you a question? I want to bring it back to the very beginning on your first ever Snapchat.
Okay.
How did you come up with the name Yes Julz?
Well, I did that on Twitter, because when I first jumped on Twitter, I was trying to just, get my name going. And
because I can't even get my name. I'm like, Joey 1
it's
through
so hard.
25
so
is gone. So I had to pick Joey Lauren 13.
Joey Lauren the 13th.
I'm the 13th. I'm like the only person in the whole planet.
It sounds like a good Scotch.
Yeah.
But so, I was trying to figure it out, and I'm like, man, my favorite number is 2, my favorite color is purple, none of this is working. And then my friend's like, Julz, just think about, like, what do you represent, She's like, you're about to brand yourself, like, this has to be a good move, it starts with Twitter, it starts with your Twitter name. So I was like,
everything.
Well, I guess I'd never take no for an answer, and maybe, and yes is a positive word, so let's do Yes Julz. And it was available. Right. And then Instagram came, and I just stuck with the name, and the rest was history.
Yeah. And within 5 seconds of knowing you, I could tell you have had a smile on your face from the start. So you were definitely a yes person, which I love. And you also feel like you're the kind of person that also doesn't take BS.
So you started this 1 a.m. party entertainment?
Actually,
talk to me.
So I started the party at FDR.
On Monday nights, yeah.
I was doing that for 3 years. No, that was completely different.
Okay, I was going to be like, I'm going to sleep, I have to wake up to go to your party.
Yeah, take a nap,
I'll take a nap.
But basically what happened was, in Miami, and I'm sure this is the case in a lot of cities, there's a big separation of communities and people and cultures. So on the beach, it's kind of like, a little bit intimidating to the people downtown.
Yeah.
And the people on the beach don't really cross over the bridge to go downtown much. And I was like, hey, well, I got friends downtown and I got friends on the beach, and we all like hip hop, and I want us to all be together. So like, let's throw this party. And there's still a certain look that these 5-star hotels on the beach need to go for. They might not understand my CEO hoodie. They might not understand that these are, even though they're sneakers, they're Rihanna, like really next level Pumas.
Right.
So it was just a struggle, and like a constant fight to try to get these people who are sitting up here in their offices somewhere and wherever they're sitting running these hotels to understand, like, look, we got to alter the dress code. Streetwear is cool. It's in. Look at Alexander
How'd you
Wang.
do it?
Look at this
How
stuff.
did you break the barrier?
I just didn't listen to anyone. I just
So you
did it.
started this party and you invited both
Yeah.
sides, and you show up and some people are wearing sneakers and some people are
Wearing heels with
how did you get the people in
dresses.
sneakers in? Because sometimes they'll turn you away.
It was a hassle, and so my
You're like, you can't find these at Foot Locker. These are Rihanna's.
I'm like, hello, but it was a hassle, and we pushed through it, and we got something really special going there, and I kind of got to a point where it plateaued, and I'm like, well, we're still pushing, and it's 3 years later, so.
So is this through connections and making relationships? So the door guy, you go and it's like, it's me, I'm bringing these people, we're spending money,
they're a great
let
hotel.
them in, we're good people.
Right.
So
It was my
eventually-
party completely. So they knew, whatever I said was cool within reason. Like, we had a compromise. But at the end of the day, it got to a point where I couldn't. I'm a very like inclusive person. I don't like being like exclusive unless it's for a client or something, whatever. So I felt like, look, there's a lot of people, as my Snapchat started getting popular, who were coming from all over the world to come to this party because they've seen it every Monday night on their show, on my show.
Right.
And so they're like,
The Snapchat
man,
show.
I want to go to FDR Mondays and see this and see that. And I'd have people coming from like all over, and then they can't get in. So I'm like, you know what? This isn't going to work for me. And on top of that, I'm traveling so much. I have to fly back on Mondays to do this. Like, I can't do a weekly party, and I can't do it with you guys anymore because I want it to be inclusive.
Bigger and be bigger.
Right.
And be bigger. And so every time I go somewhere and I like tweet about it or whatever, my followers automatically assume I'm having a party. It's like, if I
Right.
go to Portland for a meeting with Nike, they're like, where's the party in Portland, Julz? I'm like, oh, I was just here for a meeting, but if you guys
Right.
want me to throw a party, let's cook one up.
I'm new to Snapchat.
Okay.
I signed up this morning for you.
Are you serious?
Because of you.
Welcome to the party.
Thank you.
That's
I'm
awesome.
a little nervous, another thing to manage, but if you had to give me and our viewers 3 tips on snapping, is it an angle? Is it their crowd? Is it your clothes? What can you tell me and to make me a good Snapchatter off the bat?
The most important thing is like, just be yourself.
Yes.
That's the most important thing with Snapchat, because I think we came to a point where like everything was so filtered. Instagram was fun,
Filtered.
and it started this.
Up high.
We're unfiltered.
No
right now.
filter.
Unfiltered.
That's what I'm
That's the
saying.
name of the show.
That's what the world needs to be unfiltered.
Right, and now you're managing artists.
Yeah, so what happened is, with the agency, we were doing a bunch of events, and one of the girls at the agency, Colby, she's really passionate about music, and I was trying to find like the perfect place for her. I had 7 girls working for me, and I've never ran a business before, so I got to keep it real. It was like very unorganized, and everybody was doing everything. It wasn't like somebody in this department, somebody in this department. We're all in my living room just trying to make stuff happen. So one of the girls just didn't have the right spot. I'm like, Colby, what are you passionate about? What do you love? And she's like, I love music. And I was like, why don't we start making playlists? I was like, I got hundreds of thousands of followers. If we start a SoundCloud, we could probably really pop off, just like Selection or any of these guys. And she's like, all right. So I was like, all right, well, why don't we really highlight, since we have this platform, new artists. And we could just start looking on the internet for people who have 100 plays, 200 plays. And if the song's good, we feature them. Then we'll throw some big artists in there so people are actually interested. And, I can ask for some exclusive songs. Like, usually artists will give their song to a blog. Like,
Right.
I don't want to name names, call out my competitors. But, there's blog. This is the way the business works. You
Yeah,
know,
of
you
course.
pay a blog, the blog features your song, whatever. I was like,
Oh, wow.
let's not charge anyone. If we actually genuinely like the artist in the song,
Keeping
let's
it
ask
real
them
again.
Let's ask them to just give us the exclusive for the next one and see if it works. And I didn't really think an artist like McConan would give me a song, or Lil Uzi, or
Wow.
or some of the big artists that have. But he was nominated for a Grammy, and he's like, here, Julz, here's my song, premiere it on your SoundCloud. And so I did, but that's because of the relationships I built. He was one of the first people that I brought out in Miami before the song blew up. So it's all about relationships, and really like, how can I help you and how can you help me?
Sure.
And how can we bridge the gap between cool and conscious? And that's what the agency's all about. Like,
I love that. What is it?
bridging the gap between cool and conscious.
Great, that's
so
amazing.
like, if we can make songs popular, why can't we make #lunchbag, this movement that started in LA where groups of friends are coming together feeding the community popular?
Oh, wow.
If we could do that, and then we did it, and hundreds of people showed up, and we fed 1,500 people in Miami in one day.
You're using social media for the good, the humanitarian aspect.
I'm using it to party a lot, and there's a lot of things I'm using it for. But more importantly, yeah, there's a really important thing I'm using it for, and like I really would hope that everybody uses that.
Hashtag lunch bag. Could you explain that real quick?
So hashtag lunch bag, and you've probably seen it in Wells Fargo commercials, but it was started by a friend of mine, AJ, in LA, a couple of friends. He's like, hey guys, there's all these like homeless people and hungry people on this street. Why don't we go get some lunches, some bags, some brown paper bags, make some stuff and hand it out. And bring a call to social media on it with calling it hashtag lunch bag. And then it's,
I love the name of it. It just
spread
goes
like
so well.
wildfire. And there's people like me in different cities starting their own. And now, there's people who don't even know where it originated. They think I did. And they're like, Julz, you inspired me. I'm starting a hashtag lunch bag in Oklahoma. And I'm like, that's amazing. Like, good, And so then we're like, well, if we did that, there was this school that we were feeding all the time. And the school, one weekend we went and we were hanging out with them having lunch, and the teachers were telling us, oh, we just lost funding for arts and sports and whatever. I was like, that really sucks. Like, when I got with my team, I'm like, what could we do? We've been eating with this community for the past year. What could we do? And one of my friends was like, well, I'm a dance instructor. And then one of my friends is an award-winning Grammy-nominated producer and writer. So he's like, I'll come talk to the kids. So next thing you know, we're grabbing all of these people who we know that do different things in life, and they're coming, and we had Fun Fridays at this school where we bring all those programs back to the school.
I just got chills.
For a Friday.
I just got chills. That is so amazing to do that.
It's like the girls that work for me are like 21,
and that is
19, 22 years old, and they're doing these things, And it's like, imagine if we had,
Imagine if there were 10 of you, what we could really do. If all women thought this way and we all encouraged one another and we all set. So many people, especially I would say in New York, and mostly are just so out for themselves. But when you stop being out for yourself and you start helping others, everything unlocks.
Well, we started noticing that the people that we didn't think we liked, that were in the nightlife or whatever, I would personally invite them. I'd be like, hey, come hang out with us this Sunday and do hashtag lunch bag. And then you're with somebody in a different setting. You're like, oh, this guy's not so bad. This girl's not so mean. She's not a mean girl. They just don't have anything that they're doing in life that makes them happy.
Yeah.
So if you could give somebody that opportunity, and then maybe you'll get a different kind of reaction from them than you expect.
Yeah, and trust me, some people change in different circumstances, but there are a lot of people out there that don't help, and there are people like you who go above and beyond expectations.
So real quick, because we have to wrap this up, let's talk about everywhere we could find Yes Julz.
Yes Julz on everything.
Yeah. Oh, Yes Julz on everything. At Yes Julz on Twitter, Instagram. Find you on
Facebook, YouTube.
Also, YesJulz.com.
Yes
Julz Agency.
Yes Julz Agency. Squad of cool young girls trying to help brands get to the masses in a way more creative, fun way.
Cool.
Than,
That's amazing.
Awesome.
You're doing amazing things.
Yeah.
We can't wait to watch and
Thank
see
you,
everything
guys.
unravel and unroll.
You guys are doing amazing. This is your first podcast that you're filming.
This is our first.
This is our first one, and we're really excited that you're here. And
now you're gonna do like cooking with guests and stuff. We could come up with all
party
kinds of
cooking.
ideas. Party cooking.
We have
No
some
confetti.
we have some other people
It's gluten free.
Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thanks for having me, man. This was awesome.
Yes Julz in the house, and thanks
guys.
for being on Unfiltered.
Well, thank you for having me Unfiltered. This was so fun. I can't wait to come back.
I couldn't think of anybody more real
Let's keep it.
or unfiltered.